I love Tyler Breeze, but Tyler Breeze wasn't the champion. Like Tyler Breeze never had gold in NXT, but they put him with Tyler Breeze. So yeah, I'll do it. I was like, dang, NXT
I remember,
like that? Okay.
I remember seeing an interview that Breeze did. I want to say he did it. It was with Chris Van Vliet, where they talk about that match, and he said that he talked to Liger, and Liger, he's what do you want to do, and everything. And Liger's like, whatever you want to do, man. And he basically let Breeze control the entire match.
That's
and
crazy.
Then after he was walking backstage, and Breeze ran into Stone Cold, and he like looked up at Stone Cold, and Stone Cold's like, hey man, great match. You know, I'm a big Juice fan. I've seen your stuff. He said it was like the two greatest moments that he's ever had in wrestling. He was telling Jushin, he's like, well, maybe like I do my pose, like where I sit up on the ropes, and then we do like we get together, and then you throw me down, and then you do my pose. And that Liger was like, I can do your pose. He's like, absolutely, man. Like he was just so in awe that Liger was like just willing to let what happened happen.
I feel like NXT in 2016 was on the rise because they were kind of trying to use them on the main roster now. They were kind of trying to integrate them. I think Kevin Owens, eventually he won his Universal title.
We'll never see a push like that again, bro.
Never.
That was crazy.
That was probably the greatest like call up at that, bro. We'll never see a Balor like push again where he wins the 4-way, beats Roman the same night, and then beats Seth for the Universal title. We will never see nothing like that again.
And they were number 1, number 2 at the time.
Bro, it was his birthday too. When do you know WWE doing something on somebody's birthday?
Yeah. Enzo and Cass should have won the tag team championships at WrestleMania. It was their time. I get they didn't put the titles on them early. You want to build them up some more. I don't care that the Hardys came back. They didn't need to win. And then the fact that they came back and won, and like you could have just said, okay, fine, have the moment. You could pull a Zack Ryder. Enzo and Cass could have won right after, and they didn't do anything. And then they broke them up.
That was stupid.
Nobody cared.
Bro, that
was the dumbest.
My skin so much because they, from the time they stepped into the main roster to the time they broke up, were over more than anybody else I had ever seen.
They were so over at some point.
I think a lot of people like they tend to like be like, oh, this person got caught up in this, did this, and that. Like, they were fine. They weren't a fail.
I was third row of Elimination Chamber 2015. Owens beat John Cena.
That was crazy,
bro. Like you can see me in the crowd because I'm on the hard cam side. Like I had a sign and it was like rolled up, and I'm watching the match thinking like Cena's got it in the bag. It's John Cena. Whatever. And when he won, it was amazing. It was amazing. As soon as KO won, literally you see me like I jump up and I'm like, what happened?
Kevin.
You see that right there is when they should have strapped the rocket on KO too, because I understand not beating him at Money in the Bank. I get that Cena need to get his get back, but Kevin Owens losing the NXT Championship at Beast in the East, that would have been the perfect time to throw the U.S. title on him on Battleground. Perfect time. Do y'all remember the 6-man tag match between Undisputed Era? I believe it was Dunn and Mustache Mountain, bro.
Yes.
Oh yeah, it was amazing.
And this was also the year they did the halftime heat. That's how hot NXT was. They literally had a halftime show during the Super Bowl.
Halftime heat. That was Ricochet. That was a Ricochet Dream against Cole, DIY and Cole.
They were changing the game, bro. They were changing the game. I will say to digress to bring back. The sad part for me about NXT were the NXT call-ups, because when they came up to the main roster, you knew it was never going to be the same. And when you first saw the call-ups, like Kevin Owens debuting against Cena was crazy, and then him beating Cena at the Chamber, and they having their feud and everything, and then Kevin Owens still turned out fine. You talked about Finn Balor, you talked about a lot of the people, but there was a point in time when it was depressing to watch NXT at some point, because you knew when certain superstars were coming up, you knew what was going to happen on that night.
Yeah. Because even the ones that are people like to call out, that Kevin Owens is a success because he won the Universal Championship and multiple-time Intercontinental Champion. But for every moment that you picture Kevin Owens with a belt, you also picture him in a porta potty getting pushed around by Braun Strowman.
I still feel like at some point Drew is gonna win the title back, and they're gonna finish the trilogy with Karrion beating Drew for the title. Yeah. I feel that, and if we know Triple H, he does not leave stories on cliffhangers. Yeah. That the cage match 1-1, that's not how we're gonna end it. They're gonna revisit that feud when Drew's champion. Any belt, Drew's gonna lose.
I don't disagree with that. My biggest qualm though with Karrion Kross is that when he was in NXT, to me personally, I don't know if anyone else got this, just my own kind of evaluation of the Karrion Kross character. It almost felt like Scarlett was the one that was actually in control, and that Karrion Kross, even though he's this big menacing monster, it almost felt like Karrion was Scarlett's puppet.
It's the player choice way. Yeah, them boys don't get it started. The player choice way. Yeah, the player choice way. Come and switch lanes into the player choice way.